Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is, and it's time for our weekly favorite tracks of the week segment, where I give you guys a bunch of recommendations of songs that have come out this past week that I thought were really good. Maybe they slipped through the cracks for you. Hopefully now, thanks to this segment, they do not. We do the segment in the raw, so we're not going to do a whole lot of tight edits here. And all of the songs that I'm recommending to you guys are linked down there in the description box, along with our Amazon Associates link, which you can click on and use to support this segment. If you live in the US, anything you buy off of Amazon, if you click on that link once you've used it, we get kickback from it. Does not add to your overall price of whatever you're checking out for with what you're buying on Amazon. Cool? Cool. All right. Moving along, let's get through this list. Love all these songs.
Except for this one. When I shot this video, I forgot to record the worst track of the week portion of the video. You thought you were going to get away. But I have to give the worst track of the week award to Fergie's MILF Money. Easily the trashiest I have heard any music be in a long time. And will surely go down as one of the cheapest songs of 2016.
Let's get into the first one over here. ScHoolboy Q's Tookie Knows 2, part, open parentheses, 2, close parentheses. Title's a little confusing, but what's not confusing is how good this track is. Liking it a lot more than the last big single to come out from this forthcoming ScHoolboy Q record, that part featuring Kanye West, which does seem to be doing very well for ScHoolboy. Has millions of views on YouTube right now. It just doesn't really have one of his best verses on the track, and I'm just not really that impressed with Kanye's contribution to the track either. Not really that crazy about the hook. It just seems like a very I don't know, middle of the road song for him. You know, usually I'm used to hearing much grittier content from him, or something that's at least a little experimental, you know, like Collard Greens or something. That part just doesn't really seem to be that adventurous to me, but you know, maybe it's more accessible and that's why it's doing so well. This track is a little more dreary, has a couple solid features on it, a very kind of lazy, clunky, laid-back beat that I like a lot, and some very sad piano loops throughout much of the track too. It's ultra grimy, and the music video is pretty gritty as well. So you may enjoy that, even though the video itself is much longer than the song. So get ready for something a little narrative-based and cinematic. Moving along, Bad Bad Not Good with In Your Eyes featuring Charlotte Day Wilson. Bad Bad Not Good, not so much doing a jazz thing on this track, sort of doing a throwback vintage soul thing on this track. They complement Charlotte's vocals really well. The song is beautiful. You know, everything down to the sort of background vocals, you know, soulful vintage background vocal harmonies on this cut just so speak to that 70s soul sound, and they just do a really good job of recreating it. They bring a good song to the table, so it's a decent track. I'm looking forward to seeing sort of the mix of sounds and influences they branch out into on this new record, which I believe is sort of released now on iTunes. So if you want to hear the new BBNG record, it's out. Along with the new Avalanches record. I'm going to cover that soon, so don't worry about it. I want to give a shout out to the new Maxo Kream, the Persona mixtape, grimy little mixtape over here. Haven't gotten that too deep into it yet, but thus far have been very impressed with the production on this tape. And surprised there's a Paul Wall feature on this thing. He dug Paul Wall out of the ether to appear on this track. New Adult Swim single with Thelonious Martin featuring Joey Purp. Loves Joey's verse on this cut. Really interesting to sort of see how much he's growing, how many different tracks he's landing on recently. You know, his Eye Drops mixtape had its low points. I think he's still developing, but there's so much potential in what he's doing right now. Love his voice, love his verses, love his delivery. I think he's going to be putting out a good commercial project down the road. I got to give a shout out to the new clipping video for the song Wriggle off of their new EP. Check out my review for that EP if you haven't. It's a good EP if you like some experimental hip hop. But I got to give a shout out to the video because none other than Cal Chuchesta appears in the video for a second. A spinning, cycling gif of Cal Chuchesta. Angel Olsen, Shut Up Kiss Me. Fantastic song from Angel Olsen. This is the bold, lyrical, upfront, completely unabashed Angel Olsen that I've been wanting to hear for a long time. And now she's really coming through in a bold way on this new cut. I love the video for this cut too. Just really no complaints about this song. You know, a lot of these very kind of slow, dreary, moany singer-songwriters that have been kind of blending just contemporary folk with some distorted guitars and some garage rock. It's very dreary. It's very slow paced. Some of it hasn't really been translating to me because there's not really that strong of a voice coming out of it, but Angel Olsen is really coming through with, I think, a bold personality on this cut. And I want to finally give a shout out to the band Ghoul for the song Bringer of War. Ghoul has a new record coming out. If you don't know Ghoul, they're a fantastic metal act, punk act, and on this new track over here, they're bringing their usual blend of hardcore punk, thrash metal, some grindcore, with a whole myriad of different vocal deliveries to sort of give the listener the idea that they're listening to different personalities or narrators throughout the track. And I have no doubt that this new album of theirs is going to be very inspired by B-horror movies, comic books, and have some kind of concept to it, a story-like concept to it running from beginning to end. So I'm pretty excited to hear that. And those are the songs that I'm recommending to you guys for this week, and that, Maxo Kream mixtape. So check these tracks out if you haven't already. Fantastic songs, good music that came out this week. Hopefully this coming week is even more fruitful with some good tracks. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging around, getting some recommendations, and I hope you guys are doing well. Forever.